Have you ever opened your phone just to check one message and then realized an entire hour had vanished? Have you ever looked at someone's perfect vacation photos online and suddenly felt like your own life wasn't enough? Social media was designed to connect us, but sometimes the way we use it quietly disconnects us from ourselves. These bad habits don't just waste our time, they slowly shape our thoughts, our emotions, and even our mental health. Today, let's uncover the hidden traps of social media that might be stealing your peace of mind. And most importantly, let's talk about how you can break free. 1. Doom scrolling. Scrolling late at night, drowning in bad news, convinces your brain the world is falling apart, as if every headline is another crack in the foundation of your hope. You tell yourself you're just staying informed, but really you're feeding your mind a steady diet of fear, tragedy, and chaos. Your nervous system doesn't know the difference between reading about a disaster and living through one, so your heart races, your body tenses, and sleep slips further and further away. Instead of feeling prepared, you wake up drained, anxious, and helpless, carrying the weight of problems that aren't even yours to solve. Doom scrolling is seductive because it feels like control. If I read more, I'll understand more. But the truth is, the more you consume, the less peace you have. Imagine if instead of filling your nights with endless bad news, you chose to protect your mind with gratitude, reflection, or simply silence. The world's struggles are real, but your strength to face them depends on what you feed your spirit. Control what you consume and you take back your calm. Because peace doesn't come from knowing every headline. It comes from choosing which voices you allow into your heart. 2. The comparison trap. Every time you scroll through social media, you see someone's perfect vacation, their flawless skin, their new car, their happy family, and without even realizing it, you start to measure your life against theirs. This is the comparison trap, a silent thief that steals your joy one swipe at a time. What you forget is that what you're seeing is not the whole truth. It's just a highlight reel, carefully chosen moments designed to impress. You're comparing your behind the scenes, with all its struggles and imperfections, to someone else's polished stage performance. And no matter how good your life is, in that game, you'll always feel like you're losing. Comparison doesn't motivate, it suffocates. It convinces you that you're not enough, that you're behind, that happiness is always somewhere else. But imagine if you stopped looking outward and started looking inward, measuring progress not by what others have, but by how far you've come. Imagine celebrating your small victories instead of envying someone else's big ones. The truth is, your journey is yours alone, and no one else can walk it. Break free from the trap, and you'll discover that peace doesn't come from being better than others. It comes from being true to yourself. 3. Validation's addiction. Every time you post a picture or a thought online, you wait for the little red hearts, the thumbs up, the comments that say, "You're amazing." And when they come, it feels like a rush of oxygen, a quick hit of happiness. But here's the danger. When the likes slow down, when the comments are fewer, suddenly your mood drops, your confidence cracks, and you start wondering if you're still enough. This is validation addiction. When your self-worth begins to depend on the reactions of strangers on a screen. The truth is, the dopamine high from social media approval never lasts. It fades quickly, leaving you craving the next post, the next reaction, the next fix. And while you chase that, you slowly forget that your value was never meant to be measured in numbers. Imagine if instead of refreshing for likes, you grounded yourself in self-acceptance, in knowing that who you are doesn't need constant applause. External validation is fleeting, but self-respect is permanent. The day you stop chasing approval is the day you find freedom, because confidence built on your own belief is unshakable, and no algorithm can take it away. 4. Mindless scrolling. You open your phone just to kill a few minutes, maybe while waiting in line or lying on the couch, and suddenly an entire hour is gone. That's the trap of mindless scrolling. It tricks you into thinking you're relaxing, but in reality, it's draining your focus and stealing your time. You scroll past hundreds of posts, videos, and images, but by the end, you can't even remember what you saw. Your brain is overstimulated, yet undernourished, because none of it gave you real value. It feels like eating empty calories for your mind, full but unsatisfied. And the worst part? The more you do it, the harder it becomes to focus on the things that truly matter. Your work, your relationships, your dreams. Imagine if you took even half of that scrolling time and used it to read, to learn, to reflect, or simply to be present with the people you love. The minutes you waste in distraction are minutes you'll never get back. But the minutes you invest with intention can change your life. Put the phone down, even just for a little while, and you'll find that the world outside the screen has so much more to give than the endless feed ever could. 5. Nighttime screen use. You tell yourself you'll check your phone for just 5 minutes before bed and suddenly it's midnight. Then 1 a.m. and your eyes are still glued to the glowing screen. The blue light tells your brain that it's daytime, tricking your body into staying awake even though you're exhausted. And the endless feed keeps your mind racing, jumping from one video to the next, one headline to another, until sleep feels impossible. You think you're winding down, but in truth, you're robbing your brain of the rest it desperately needs to reset and heal. The cost is more than just feeling tired the next day. It's the foggy mind, the short temper, the constant stress that builds when your body never fully recharges. Night after night, this habit quietly chips away at your mental health, leaving you weaker instead of stronger. But imagine a different ritual, putting your phone away, letting silence or a book be your final companion before sleep. Imagine waking up refreshed, clear-headed, ready to take on the day with energy and calm. Your nights are sacred. Your rest is your power. Protect it, because the quality of your tomorrow is written by how you choose to end today. 6. Toxic interactions. You open your phone to relax, but instead, you stumble into an argument, a hateful comment, or a thread filled with negativity, and suddenly your mood shifts. Toxic interactions on social media may seem harmless because they happen behind a screen, but your nervous system doesn't know the difference. It reacts as if you're under attack in real life. Your heart races, your chest tightens, and anger or sadness lingers long after you put the phone down. And the truth is, the more time you spend engaging with negativity, the more it rewires your brain to expect conflict, to see the world through a darker lens. Slowly your peace erodes, your patience thins, and your mental health suffers. But you have a choice. Not every comment needs your reply. Not every argument needs your energy. Imagine what would happen if you redirected that time into uplifting conversations, supportive communities, or simply protecting your own silence. The internet is full of noise, but you don't have to carry it into your heart. Guard your peace like it's the most precious resource you have, because it is. And when you choose peace over conflict, you reclaim the power that their toxic interactions try to steal. FOMO, fear of missing out. You scroll through your feed and see friends at parties, colleagues on vacations, strangers launching new businesses, and suddenly your chest tightens with the thought, I'm falling behind. That's FOMO, the fear of missing out, and it convinces you that while everyone else is living, you're somehow stuck. But here's the truth, social media only shows you the highlights, not the full story. For every party posted, there are quiet nights alone. For every success announced, there were failures and struggles no one shared. Yet FOMO blinds you to your own blessings, making your life look small compared to someone else's curated version of happiness. It pushes you to chase experiences not because you want them, but because you're afraid of being left out. And in that chase, you lose the joy of what you already have. Imagine shifting your focus from what others are doing to what truly matters to you. Imagine celebrating the present instead of fearing the absence. Freedom comes when you realize you don't need to be everywhere, do everything, or have it all. You only need to be fully alive in the moment you're in, because real peace isn't found in chasing others. It's found in embracing your own path. 8. Overconsumption of content. Every quiet moment, every pause in the day, you reach for your phone and fill the silence with endless content. Videos, memes, reels, news, podcasts. It feels harmless, even comforting, but slowly it robs your mind of the stillness it desperately needs. Overconsumption of content is like trying to drink from a fire hose. Too much, too fast, and none of it truly nourishes you. Your brain becomes overloaded, your creativity fades, and your anxiety grows because you're always reacting, never reflecting. Instead of using information to build clarity, you drown in noise and confusion. And here's the cruel irony. The more you consume, the emptier you feel because consumption without creation leaves a void that nothing can fill. But imagine if you protected your silence, if you let your mind breathe, if you gave space for your own ideas to rise instead of drowning them in someone else's. Wisdom doesn't come from endless input. It comes from what you choose to keep and how you apply it. Remember, your mind is not a dumping ground for random content. It's a garden that needs care, intention, and rest. Stop stuffing it, start nurturing it, and you'll rediscover the clarity you have been missing. 9. Losing real-life connection. You sit at the dinner table with family or walk into a cafe with friends, and instead of looking into each other's eyes, everyone is staring down at glowing screens. Conversations shrink to half sentences, laughter fades into silence, and slowly, without even noticing, the thread of real connection begins to unravel. Social media promised us closeness, yet the more we scroll, the more distance we create. The irony is that we can be surrounded by people and still feel lonely because our attention is trapped in a world that isn't really present with us. Losing real-life connection doesn't happen in a single moment. It's a slow drift, one notification at a time, one ignored conversation at a time. And over weeks, months, years, what was once warmth becomes emptiness. But it doesn't have to stay that way. Imagine putting the phone down, looking into someone's face, and truly listening. Imagine giving the people you love the gift of your full presence. The memories that heal you, the bonds that sustain you, are not built through likes and comments. They are built through touch, through words, through being there. Reclaim connection, and you reclaim the heart of what it means to be human. 10. Ignoring boundaries. You tell yourself you'll just check your phone for a few minutes, but without boundaries, those minutes stretch into hours, seeping into every corner of your day. Social media follows you to the breakfast table, into your work, even into your bed at night. And slowly the line between your life and your screen disappears. This habit doesn't just steal time, it steals focus. It steals presence. It steals peace. Without boundaries, you are always on, always available, always distracted. Your mind never rests, your relationships never get your full attention, and your goals are constantly delayed by one more scroll. But here's the truth. Boundaries are not about restriction, they are about freedom. Imagine setting a timer, putting your phone down, and reclaiming your hours. Imagine creating tech-free spaces in your day where you can think, breathe, and truly connect. At first it feels uncomfortable, even scary, but soon you discover that life outside the screen is richer, deeper, more alive. DeMarto. You don't need to abandon social media. You just need to teach it where to stop. Because when you draw the line, you take back control. And in that control, you find clarity, balance, and the freedom your mind has been waiting for. These social media bad habits may seem small, just a few extra minutes here, a few careless clicks there, but over time they quietly shape the way you think, the way you feel, and the way you live. The beautiful truth is you don't have to quit social media completely to protect your mental health. You only need to reclaim control and use it with intention. Start small, set a time limit, unfollow the accounts that drain your energy, and replace late night scrolling with journaling, reading, or simply silence. Every little choice matters because every step away from toxic habits is a step closer to peace. So let me ask you, which social media habit will you choose to break today? Which boundary will you set to honor your mind? If this video inspired you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Not just as support for this channel, but as a promise to yourself that your mental health deserves care, deserves love, and deserves protection. Remember always, you are not controlled by a screen. You are stronger than your habits. You are worthy of peace, and your mind deserves to be free.